Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's Reddit Rose report. The original plan for Daniel Bryan, by the way, his big push, had him facing John Cena for the big title at the WWE title, like Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. But there's talk going around this past week that it's looking much more like Bryan would win Money in the Bank and announce that he's cashing it in at SummerSlam instead of waiting a year. And regarding feud for Cena, there's been talk about doing one more Ryback versus Cena other than dark matches. So Cena could get an actual pinfall victory over Ryback, but it kind of appears that they might have nixed that too, because that would bring Ryback down. Cena up, Cena's already up, so forget about it. And word is the WYATT family, they may be debuting on WWE TV as early as next week's tapings. And according to one person in WWE, it was beyond obvious that Vince McMahon wanted AJ Lee and versus Caitlyn at Payback to try and outshine the Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell match that everyone raved about at TNA's Slammiversary. And there's also talk about putting and returning Rob Van Dam with Paul Heyman, but that may have changed too with the massive reaction that every time a video plays that has RVD on it, the crowd goes nuts. And before I forget it, Paul Dean has been fired from the Food Channel because she used the N-word in the past. My little voice on this, the N-word, don't use it. But the other thing is, if all the networks want to fire people that have used that word in the past, there would be nobody on network TV or on cable anymore. Loosen up. Hey, no word yet on where WWE is going to be going with the McMahon family storyline with Triple H, Stephanie, and Vince. The feeling is that it's going to be ending with Triple H taking on all powers away from Vince. You know, he keeps calling him old, senile, and, you know, all this crap. Anyway, at least in storylines, that is. Storyline is being heavily featured because USA Network sent word to WWE that they want more of the McMahons on TV. So do I, really. I think it's funny. And, well, there's the entertainment part, huh? Regarding Triple H versus Axel, it appears that the idea of doing that match had been dropped. It was once scheduled for SummerSlam, and believe it or not, it was scheduled for Raw's main event this past Monday. At one point in the script, they took that out. And let's change the channel for a second. Sting revealed on last night's Impact Wrestling that the first member of his new main event Mafia will be Kurt Angle. Talk about repeating. Karma, man. Anyway, TNA announced 2 matches for next week's Impact tape. It's going to be Suicide taking on Kenny King and Chris Sabin. It's a 3-way for the X Division title, and Mickie James taking on Velvet Sky as the Knockout title is up for grabs. Coming out of last night's Impact and 1 week of Bound for Glory series, here's way the points. I don't like this points deal, but anyway, that's the way they got it. Number 1, 10 points. Magnus, I mean. Anyway, number 7 is, 7 points. It's Jeff Hardy, 7 points. Austin Aries, 7 points. Daniel, 7 points on Mr. Anderson, 2 points. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Jay Bradley, 0. Bobby Roode, 0. Hernandez, 0. Kazarian, 0. Joseph Parks, 0. And by the way, I didn't mention this the other day, but confirmed that Matt Striker was released from WWE yesterday with the following blurb. He says, WWE.com has learned that WWE has chosen not to renew Matt Striker's contract as of the day, June 20th. Striker will no longer be working with WWE. WWE wishes him the best in all of his future endeavors. That's from WWE. Later I'll have something from Matt. Hey, Caitlyn tweeted about her wardrobe malfunction on Monday's Raw. She says, guys, enough about the wardrobe malfunction on Monday. Let's nip it in the bud. Vicky Guerrero announced on Twitter that she will be at Ron Simmons' Appreciation Night, June 22nd, live event in Tallahassee, Florida. What today? Oh, 22nd. Oh, tomorrow night. And dark match before last night's NXT taping saw Mojo Rawley defeat Danny Burch, and Jim Ross called last night's taping some of the best ever. Talking about NXT. He tweeted, one of our best WWE NXT tapings ever. Great work by all. Super team effort. Proud of a bunch of hungry athletes, men and women. As noted earlier, by the way, Rey Mysterio met with WWE physician, or position, depends on how he's standing, James Andrews yesterday to undergo minor surgical procedure. Rey Mysterio normally has getting bone chips out and things, but Mysterio mentioned on Twitter that the procedure was done at 10 a.m. and he's already doing therapy. Last night's WWE NXT taping had Aaron Neville and Corey Graves defeat the Wyatt family to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions, because Wyatt family is going to be on the Big Time channel. So they had that leave the tag teams up for the title up for grabs. So they're new champions. And Paige defeated Emma in the finals of the women's title tournament at last night's taping to become the first ever NXT women's champion. And head writer for WWE, David Kreutzmann, who was slated to finish up, I guess, at the company this week, is going to be sticking around with the company through the fall in order to close out the direction he had been manning, I guess, and help the company find his eventual replacement and his future endeavor. Rosa Mendez has not been seen since being sent home from last month's, I think it was last month, European tour. Was backstage last night. NXT taping is in full sail. And Matthew Keys, known as Matt Striker, didn't know if you knew it, K-A-Y-S, Kays, I guess. Anyway, he was informed about his contract with WWE is not going to be renewed. He tweeted on Thursday, was just informed by WWE that my contract will not be renewed. Now I'm available for appearances, signings, seminars, wrestling, also. Deep breath, he says. Thanks for all your supports. To book, please email formattstriker@gmail.com. WWE has your entertainment first in their minds. Support that product. Striker's already been scheduled to work tonight's Family Wrestling Entertainment, FWE Wrestling. It's an internet pay-per-view in Queens, New York. He's going to be commentating the pay-per-view. Internet pay-per-view. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.